Alright, now we've covered planes and we've covered highlights, midtones, core shadows, and reflected light. I'm going to talk about cast shadows now. So, a cast shadow is something that is formed when an object is blocking the light and therefore you cast a shadow. So how do you figure out where that would be? Well, let's start with creating like a plane. Let's say this is like a piece of paper or something. It's just something so that we have a place to cast our shadow onto. And let's say the light is coming from here. Okay. Now I'm not going to get too technical in this because I feel like it's easier to just understand the basic concept than to and to use that than to have to, you know, plot all the perspective, because this can get fairly perspective heavy. So I'm going to try and avoid all the heavy duty perspective and instead do more of a practical approach. So first thing, let's assume I had a pole, like just a pole, and it's here. And it's just like being a pole right now, and that's fine. Okay, so we got a pole, and the light is coming from this angle, and as always we're going to imagine it's just coming, you know, all these light rays are parallel. And so what we're going to do to find where the shadow is to just draw the light, and then where it hits this point, so right here where it hits that, just keep drawing a line that's going in the same angle as that light, bring it all the way down, and then it's going to hit a point on the ground or on this paper. And then we can connect this bottom part to this point, and that is going to be where our cast shadow is if we have this pole. So that's the cast shadow right there. Alright, so that's that. What if the light is coming at a bit of an angle, like it's more like that? Well, same thing. Get the light, it's gonna hit this point, and that's, so it's actually hitting all these points, right? But then there's some points where, like, most of the light can come through, and it comes through the other end, comes behind this and everything, but this is in the way of some of the light. So that's why you got to figure out where this stops, and then you connect this bottom part to that, and that would be where that one's cast shadow would be. Now it's very long because it's lower. Like, the lower the light is, the longer the shadows will be, and that's why at sunset you get very long shadows. And if the light was directly above this object, then you'd have a very little shadow, and in this case you'd probably have no shadow because, you know, maybe a tiny one right at the base. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And the important point is to notice that, like, let's say this is point A at the top. Well, this is point A as well. This is point B at the bottom. Point B is here. If this is halfway and it's point C, then that's probably going to be point C there, right? So I don't know, there's not much to it other than that, but we can explore this on more complicated shapes now.